Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, September 28th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro, and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, September 28th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by TC. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, how are you feeling, big fella?
Doing good, man. Feeling good. Nice Thursday. Yankees playing some good ball, man. Like we just said backstage, let's start the season now. Let's restart.
And this is the thing, it's not just your regular episode on the Yankees Morning Brew. It is episode 200 for the Yankees 200. Morning Brew. So shout out to all of you guys out there that have been supporting us over these past 200 episodes. Shout out to my brother Jiggaman Porto. When we started Yankees Morning Brew over on 9th to Dejan, KOD Media, I didn't think we was going to get to 200 or even 100 to see what we were starting out with. It's great to see that we built something and it's lasted and we've been able to grow this community. So shout out to you guys in the chat. And if you guys didn't notice, we got some merch that we dropped. So if you want, the link is in the description down below. You could click on the link for the Morning Brew Sports merch store. You could get merch from the Yankees Morning Brew, the Jets Evening Brew, the Knicks Morning Brew, and the NBA Nightcap with my guy, Mr. Phil Porto. Make sure you guys order your sweaters. Make sure you guys order your shirts because we're doing something different when it comes to our merch. We are doing limited buys. So you see these Aaron Judge stuff that is up. We're only going to have like 75 to 100 of them available in the merch store. So make sure you guys get them. Just to let you know, when it comes to pricing, the sweaters are going to be going for $44.99. The crew necks will be going for $39.99, and the t-shirts will be $29.99. When you guys go to the merch store to place your order, you will notice there is no tax at the moment. So take advantage for the no tax at the moment, but there is a $12.50 shipping fee just so we can get it to you. Make sure you guys place your order in for the Aaron Judge All Rise sweater, crew neck, or the t-shirt. TC, what's your thoughts on the merch?
Wow, that's fire. That's that anime look, huh? That's you, huh?
That's you know me. You know me. I'm big into anime. Shout out to my brother Phil Porto who came up with the design.
Yeah, Phil.
We sat down and he asked me. He was like, "What do you like?" I was like, "Well, you know I like the Yankees and you know I love anime." So he did a combination of mixing the Yankees, obviously graphics with the anime type of design. When it comes to respect for different cultures, we made sure that the typography when it comes to the writing in Japanese is the proper way. So if you're reading this, if you're from Japan or if you know how to read Japan, you could tell that the typography is perfect when it comes to what it says on the sweater. So make sure you guys get your sweaters. It says New York Yankees, but it's read right to left. Because if you haven't read a anime manga or anything from Japan, you see over here in the States or in the West, we read it from left to right. Over there in Japan is right to left. So anybody who's read manga understands that. But let me stop geeking out. Shout out to the chat. Let's do a little bit of the roll call. My guy NFE said, Hector looking fresh with the beard work. Absolutely,
that's what I said.
Bro. I took a bath. I like to take my monthly baths here and there, and I took my monthly bath and I got me a shape up. But no, my barber came back from the Dominican Republic, and like I was telling you guys, he came back and he had a surgery that was done, so he finally recovered and he's back in the States. So I was able to get my nice little shape up. Absolutely, NFE, absolutely. It's the same with Arabic when you're reading it from right to left. Like Celso said, all merch will be limited edition. Once the 75s out of 100 sell, that's it. And the new designs will drop. Absolutely. We got some Jason Dominguez merch dropping. We're going to have some Derek Jeter merch dropping, but you guys got to buy up the first batch before the second batch is available. Yeah, NFP monthly batch. Just once or twice, depending on the holiday that's in the month. But shout out to my guy, Dr. Hiskin, who says the merch looks super hot. I appreciate you for that. And my guy, Celso Porto, we are actually 25 subs away from 1,500. We are sitting at 1,475 at the moment. So if you're watching this for the first time, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button also. TC, we are coming towards the end of the season. With the end of the season, we've had some good notes and we got some bad notes, right? Over the past 28 games, the New York Yankees are 19-9, which is equal to the best record in all of baseball. So you see how important it is to stay around that 500 mark. If you're able to stay around that 500 mark and then you get hot late in the season, you never know what happens. But the issue with the Yankees, we were under 500 when we started to get clicking and turn things around. What's your thoughts on that? See, before we jump into the first topic.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing well right now. It's unfortunate that it's at the end of the season, but I think a lot has to do with Aaron Judge. He's on fire right now. He's carrying the team, and what's up, Tats? Yeah, he's the man in the middle. I mean, he's we lost him for 58 games in the middle of the season, so that everybody's expectations of the team went down. So. But now he's rallied everybody up. He's got the young kids are here now and they're playing well. Even the pitchers look at Michael King step up. I mean, who would have thought about that? And Gerrit Cole just lights out, and we're going to talk about him. But it's just unfortunate. It's coming at the end of the season that we put this all together, and we've been calling for these kids and we calling for this all year, and just too little, too late. It's too bad.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what could have been if Aaron Judge never got injured. If you guys saw the game last night, they were asking Gerrit Cole in the post-game press conference, what's his thoughts on Aaron Judge and the 2 home runs? And Gerrit Cole literally came out and said, can we get some padding in Dodger Stadium? Maybe we could get some padding because if you look at his numbers, he's on 38 home runs at the moment, 37 home runs. He's 3 away from 40. He missed damn near over 50 games in the season.
Games,
58 games. What could have been, TC? He would have been knocking on the door of 50. He would have definitely got to 50. Definitely would have been knocking on the door of 60.
Yeah, he would have had a repeat of last year. I honestly think so. And he doesn't really have any support right now.
No,
and he's doing this 37 home runs. I mean, he driving in 75. He'd have well over 100, and then he'd probably be I think so between 50 and 60 home runs. Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Hold your thoughts right there because we're gonna get into Aaron Judge. We're gonna get into the Juan Soto rumors that started coming out yesterday. I dropped the video on the channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you guys after this video go into the channel. And please show some love to that Juan Soto video that I did drop yesterday. But let's drop this and we will be right back. So we got to talk about Gerrit Cole. Mr. G.I. Cole. Gerrit Cole is having one of the best, if not the best season a Yankees starting pitcher has had over the past 30 years. Definitely going back to I would say, but my guys from Fireside Yankees, they made a great point on Twitter, and I wanted to highlight this. Gerrit Cole gets his second complete game shutout of the season. What a performance. What a season. Your 2023 AL Cy Young winner. His ERA is 2.63 on the year. Wow. When the Yankees signed Gerrit Cole to that massive historic contract, right? And a lot of Yankee fans, they were criticizing Gerrit Cole. You guys got to understand this. When it comes to Gerrit Cole, he is a horse. He is the definition of an ace. If you look at his stats since joining the Yankees, Gerrit Cole has had 8 career game shutout, complete game shutouts in his career. 6 of them has been with the New York Yankees. 2 of them has been this season. with the Yankees. Gerrit Cole, since signing his contract with the New York Yankees, he has made every start. He has racked up 200 innings 3 separate times. Granted, the pandemic season, we all now know that, but he has racked up 200 plus innings 3 separate times. He has set the Yankees season strikeout when it comes to a starting pitcher, strikeouts per season last year. Gerrit Cole is our ace, and he is worth every penny. TC, I want to throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on Gerrit Cole and his season?
Wow, it's just you summed it up. I mean, what a season. But first off, when Gerrit Cole arrived on the scene, I don't know if he lived up to all the hype and expectations, especially the year after, the spider tack and his numbers went down. But for sure this year, man, he is just like NFE said, he's living up to his contract. He's earned his money, well deserved, and he is. And he's been there for every start. 2.63 ERA in the American League, especially in the East. I mean, that's impressive. Hey, 15 wins, should have been at least 20. With this offense,
easy.
It's basically no offense. We've had no offense, at least 75% of the season. So hats off, like, Barstool Hub, hats off to Gerrit Cole. I mean, it's just, without him, we're not even close. We're last place. For sure.
Yeah.
And
shout out to my guy Eric Hubbs from Barstool. We've had him on the show when we was back on KOD. But shout out to my guy Hubbs. He said Gerrit Cole caps off the first Cy Young of his career with a complete game shutout in Toronto. Guy is worth every goddamn penny. Hey, Stal. Hey, Hal. Stop wasting the best pitcher in baseball.
Exactly.
Now, you bring up when he first came here. This is the one thing we have to take a step back and when analyzing Gerrit Cole. When the season first starts, Gerrit Cole is money. Every first half since pitching with the Yankees, Gerrit Cole has pitched to an ERA below 3. He's had a sub ERA in the first half of the season. It's the second half of the season as he starts to tire out. His ERA is over 4. This is the first season collectively, first half and second half, he has pitched to an ERA under 3. So Gerrit Cole, caps off to my man. He's figured it out for the entire season. His strikeout numbers, if you look at his strikeout numbers overall, is a 5% dip to what it was last year. But he's been able to utilize his cutter a lot better. He's been able to utilize his fastball when he needs to get the ground ball. He gets the ground ball or the pop out in key situations. And the big thing, he has limited his home runs he has given up.
Yeah.
The home runs he has given up has been solo shots. Last year, it was 3-run home runs. It was grand slams. It was 2-run home runs. This year, he has limited that. And his confidence is just through the roof. I know a lot of Yankee fans were talking about it last night, but I think he's found his perfect combination with Ben Rohrback. If Ben Rohrback is going to be on this team next year, the only reason he's going to be on this team is to be Gerrit Cole's personal catcher.
Yeah,
that's the only reason he's going to be on this team next year.
Yeah, they've worked well together. I mean, he's there every game with Gerrit Cole, and it's wow, it's paying off because I mean the last, just the last 4 or 5 starts have just been domination. I mean, this is low hits, low. The strikeouts aren't as high, but he's going long distance in the game. He's 7-8 innings. He's not getting roughed up. I remember before he was getting roughed up early in the game. First, second inning. He's cool, calm, just right through the whole game. I mean, he's just steady. What else can you say about the guy? I mean, he's available every start, and he's like you said, just living up to the contract. And we cannot. We keep saying this over and over. We cannot waste these seasons. Look at the players we have. Cole and Judge. Look at who's carrying this team. Put some guys around them, please. And this team can go places.
Yeah, let me just shout out the chat real quick because we got some few people that joined this lady. Shout out to my guy Johnny Jimenez who's in the building. Johnny Jimenez, how you doing? My guy DJ Stills is in the building. Stills, how you doing? My guy, salute. I just want to say shout out to Stills also. If you guys didn't see the NYYU get together that happened, you know, when we was at Patsy's. Shout out to my guy Stales for setting it up, and Alex Valerio when it comes to the gift, that championship belt that I got, Pete Simonetti got.
Very
so I
nice.
got to shout out to my guy DJ Stales, because he's the one who invited me to the Discord, told me how to join the Discord just so I could get in on that gift for our guy Pete. So I just got to give love to my guy DJ
Great
Stales.
Meeting him.
He's great meeting him. And he's very active in the community, and always got to shout out guys that are like that. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Steve Schumann, who's in the building. Stevie Pooh, how you doing? My guy NFE is in the building. Dan C is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. We got Sean Browning in the building. Alan Landsman, how you doing? Li Yankee King, the only troll that we actually acknowledge is Li. Shout out my guy Li. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Keith Saunders, who's in the building.
Good stat
Keith,
right
how
there.
you
Good
doing,
stat.
my guy? 4-0 versus the Blue Jays with a 0.31 ERA for Gerrit Cole.
Is that real?
Year. Yeah.
Amazing.
Now he just got to figure it out next year how to pitch against the Red Sox. That's the only thing we need from Gerrit Cole next year is pitching against the Red Sox. And also for you guys that join late, you guys see on the bottom, we do have merch available for the Yankees Morning Brew. Make sure you click the link that's in the description that will take you to our merch store, so you can purchase merch for the Knicks Morning Brew, the Jets Evening Brew, the Knicks Morning Brew, and the NBA Nightcap with my brother, Mr. Phil Porto. But TC, I just want to bring up some stats to talk about when it comes to Gerrit Cole. Gerrit Cole, he is leading the American League with a almost 80% win percentage. He is 15-4. So he's leading the American League when it comes to his win percentage. He's leading when it comes to ERA. He's leading when it comes to games started. He's started 33 games. Normally it's 32. So this is back-to-back seasons. Gerrit Cole has made 33 starts in a season. Normally it's 32 starts for a pitcher. Nowadays, with all these injuries, you're lucky to get 28 to 30 starts out of a pitcher for a season. Right. So for Gerrit Cole to have 30 starts in 2021, 33 in 2022, and 33 again in 2023, that man is a beast. When you look at complete games, he's leading the American League when it comes to complete games. He's leading the American League when it comes to innings pitched. He's leading the American League, or he is top 5 in the American League when it comes to strikeouts. ERA plus, he's leading the American League. His whip is leading the American League. Home runs allowed hits allowed per 9 innings. He's leading the American League. So when you look at his numbers are amazing. And like I said, over the past 30 seasons, and if you want to go back to even when Ron Guidry was pitching for the team, this has been the best season a starting pitcher has put together wearing a Yankee uniform. Better than Roger Clemens, better than Mike Mussina, better than CC Sabathia, better than Masahiro Tanaka. Name me a starting pitcher and give me the season that they was as good as Gerrit Cole. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I can't think of. Ron Guidry comes to mind in 78, but David Wells had a good season. I'm not sure what year that was around. But this season for Cole, again, if the offense, could come through, he would have had well over 20 wins. Guidry 25-3. I mean, that's just you won't see that anymore. I don't think you're going to ever see a pitcher win 25 games. 20, you'll be lucky nowadays. What like you said, the pitchers aren't making these starts, over 30 starts. I mean, that's hard to do. You get 20 wins out of 30. That's tough. It's tough to win ball games in baseball, especially in American League East. And it's tough team. So, Gerrit Cole has given it his all, and he's proven to everybody that spider tack or not, or this or that, the complaints, and the guys figured it out. He's settled in as a New York Yankee, and a lot of big things to come. And we keep saying, Hal, please just get this man some help, and he wants to win a World Series. The guys, he's a bulldog. He's like a Nolan Ryan. He's out there all the time, durable, gives you the start. So get some help, and sky's the limit. This team can go places.
Like my guy Eric Hubbs put in his tweet at the end when he says, "Hey, Hal, stop wasting the best pitcher in baseball." And that's what's going to have to happen this offseason. Gerrit Cole and Aaron Judge, and we'll get to Aaron Judge in a second. But Gerrit Cole, we've already invested $300 million into Gerrit Cole, right? The window to win with Gerrit Cole and Aaron Judge, that window, the more you wait, the more it's going to close.
Yeah,
you need to add, right? You did the right move with adding Carlos Rodon. Yes, Carlos Rodon had to deal with injuries this entire season. We get that. But over the last 3 starts from Carlos Rodon, you've been very impressed with what you've seen. Hopefully, he could carry that over to next year. But what we need to do is, with the $85 million that's coming off of the books this year, we need to add to that starting rotation. Yoshi Yamamoto is the perfect guy to pencil right behind Gerrit Cole. We have Gerrit Cole, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Carlos Rodon. You've seen how Michael King has been pitching. We hope that he could translate that over to next year. And then you got Nestor Cortez, Clark Smith, and if you want to bring back Frankie Montas on a 1-year prove-it deal, maybe, because there's no reason Frankie Montas should be pitching to end the season, but he may be pitching to end the season. The only reason that I can see the Yankees throwing Frankie Montas out there for a couple of innings is to see how he looks, and they may give him a 1-year prove-it deal next year. I'm not a fan of that, right? But it has to be Cole, Yamamoto, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, and Michael King. That should be your starting rotation for next year. And then you figure out everything else that you add on to it when it comes to the bullpen. My guy Sean Browning said, we got to get a closer, a guy like Hector. Absolutely. You know, Steve Schumann and I, we've been having a conversation. If you want to have a closer, a lockdown closer, you're going to need a closer that's a strikeout pitcher, not a ground ball pitcher like Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes has the ability to strike people out, but he's more of a sinker, ground ball. He's more of a 7th inning or 8th inning guy to set up for the closer. What's your thoughts, TC?
Yeah. No, you nailed it. I mean, you start with Yamamoto, you solidify the starting rotation, and then you work from there. And you put some pieces around Judge. I mean, we get some kids. The kids are getting league minimum. We have no worries about their contract. So we have places to put guys with some contracts. You know, we can go out and get 2, 3, maybe 4 free agents. And not just throw money away, you know, and just get these overpaid old, you know, over the hill guys. Let's be smart about the guys we get. It's the time of getting these fill-ins and DFAs. I've been saying it over and over. I feel like it's a broken record. That's over. No more. You can't win with we proved it this year. You cannot win with a fill-in guy in left field or a fill-in guy, utility player at every position. It can't work. Yeah. So just how, you know, get with the program, you know, and tell Cashman, hey, let's go. You know, write the checks, bring these guys in, and I'm looking forward to next season. I think it looks good. If we just a couple pieces, you know, that's all. That's it.
I just want to say this, right? The magic from 2019, when you had injuries after injuries, but you were able to find the right replacement players to step in for those injured players, right? Trading for Edwin Encarnacion because Giancarlo Stanton missed a big part of the season. That was a good move. Finding guys like Cameron Maybin to step up and get the best out of Cameron Maybin, that was a good move. Andrew McCutchen as well. The 2019 team, it was a very special team, right? Aaron Boone was a good manager that season, finding the right balance when it comes to guys that you could sub in and sub out. You haven't been able to replicate that season after it. Stop trying to replicate it, because it seems like you're trying to find what you had in 2019 and you just don't have the secret sauce. Like TC said, this off season, go out there and get yourself quality major league players, not major league players that are bench players or replacement players or players that were never able to live up to their prospect rankings. Go out there and add to this team major league players that are quality, that are actual major league players. Go out there, get yourself a Yamamoto. Go out there, get yourself a Cody Bellinger. Go out there, trade for Juan Soto. That's the only way you're going to fix this mess that we have right now. TC, what's your last thoughts when it comes to Gerrit Cole before we switch all the topics to Aaron Judge? Go ahead, bro.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he didn't lock up the Cy Young Award before last start, this last one pretty much locked it up for me. I know we were talking about it when I got to New York on Friday last week. And we were trying to figure out if he was going to make another start or not. He did against the Blue Jays. I mean that's not no slouch. They're right in the hunt for the last playoff spot. So it's a good lineup. And what he did, 2 hits, complete game shutout. I mean this guy's locked up to Cy Young. I mean, it's great. It's too bad that the team didn't do as well, but great job, Gerrit Cole. Salute to you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And also, before we switch gears, I just got to say my condolences. I forgot to bring this up earlier to start the show, but condolences to the Brooke Robinson family. And if you're a Baltimore Orioles fan out there, Brooke Robinson passed away. Growing up as a young baseball fan, Brooke Robinson was one of those names that was just like a mythical figure when it comes to the history of baseball. When you're looking through old school footage and the human vacuum cleaner when it comes to Brooke Robinson. So rest in peace, Brooke Robinson. Thoughts and prayers to the Robinson family, and thoughts and prayers to the Baltimore Orioles and their fan base. I know they're going through it at the moment. So since the Yankees aren't going to be in the postseason this year, I know the Baltimore Orioles, they're a division rival for us, but if there's a team to root for, hey, root for Baltimore. Since one of their old timers passed away, hey, show some respect to the history of baseball, to the history of the Baltimore Orioles, and throw some coins on the Baltimore Orioles to advance to the next round. But let's switch topics. We got to talk about El Capitan, Aaron Judge. We'll get into it. Matter of fact, I want to ask you, because shout out to Chris McMonagle, C-Mac from WFAN, who's been a guest on the channel and on the show. Dude. But listening to his show over the past couple of days, it wasn't last night, it was the night before. He said that as a Yankee fan, he wants the Houston Astros to win the World Series for this reason and this reason alone. I'm going to let you know. Okay. Let me set it up. So I set it up for you. He said he wants the Astros to win because next year when the Yankees are better, he wants the Yankees to be the one to dethrone the Astros. He doesn't want any other team to dethrone the Astros. He wants the Yankees to beat the Astros while the Astros are on top. He doesn't want to see the Astros get eliminated by the Seattle Mariners, because then next year, if the Yankees eliminate them from the postseason, it may not have that same type of flavor, or it may not have that same type of punch. When he first said it, I had your same thought, the same look you made, TC. I made the same look. But listening to him explain his reasoning behind it, I kind of got on board with it. If I'm a Yankee fan and I want to take down the Houston Astros, I want to take them down while they're on top. I don't want to take them down when they're in second or third place or fourth place. I want to take out the Astros while they're still the top dog. I do not want the Astros to become second fiddle or third fiddle, because it may not have the same punch to it. Are you on board yet with it, TC, or are you still against the fences?
I'm regardless whether they're the champions coming back or they're been eliminated. To me, beating the Houston Astros anytime is I'll get satisfied with that. Now they could be in last place and I'll still just be elated if they beat the Houston Astros. So I'm not rooting for them to win.
No, I'm not rooting for them to win. I'm not going to be rooting for them. But I understand his logic behind it of wanting them
I get
to
it.
win.
He wants to take down. You got to be the best. Take down the best.
Dog. You want to take down the top dog, right?
I get it.
My guy AK47 said, when did he say this? It was Chris McMonagle. If you have the Odyssey app, you could go to WFAN. I think it was, since it's Thursday, it will be Wednesday morning. So early Wednesday morning, Chris McMonagle, make sure you go listen to that. So actually Hector Mariners. No, I'm just saying, Li. I'm just saying hypothetically. Let's see.
I don't think the Mariners are like a half game behind the Houston, I think.
My guy NFE just said, just got the notification from ESPN saying the Yankees, the Mets, and the Padres spent $880 million on payroll when it comes to their players and got 0 playoff games this year. You know what's more upsetting? Check this out, TC.
Yeah.
Hold on. Since 2010, since the year of our Lord and Savior 2010, since the 2010 season, Hal Steinbrenner and the New York Yankees, you got to throw this on Hank as well because Hank was still alive at the time.
Yeah.
But the New York Yankees has spent over $3 billion since 2010. And we have 0 World Series. Our record in that time, we have a 1225. We have 1,225 wins, 936 losses, which gives us a winning percentage of 566. So we got a winning percentage less than 60%, and we spent $3 billion. Can someone say the funds have been mismanaged?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's why they're bringing in, you know, an outside source to try to figure it out. But I think we all know what it is. It's the philosophy of this, you know, the analytics. I know it's, you know, just glorified stats or you know, advanced scouting or stat, you know, that whatever you say. But I tell you that they need to scrap it or bring in somebody that knows how to do it. This all or nothing. I mean, we've seen it year after year after year since the, you know, the dynasties. All or nothing, home run or nothing. They don't know how to drive in runs. Can't hit with runners in scoring position. They don't shorten up their swings. It's always going for a home run. That's got to change. We see it. We know it. We know that has to change. This launch angle and exit velocity. It's just not working.
The video that I dropped yesterday, right? And we'll get into Cashman and the Yankees when we bring up the audit after this topic. But the video I dropped yesterday, right? The New York Yankees, we've missed the playoffs 5 times over the past 25 years. But in reality, we've missed the playoffs 4 times out of the last 10 years. You got to think of it in that, because it's nice to say over the last 25 years, we missed the postseason 5 times. So we've had 20 seasons of going. It's nice to say it like that, right? It has a nice little ring to it. But when you say it like I said it, we've missed the postseason 4 times out of the last 6 years. It doesn't have that same cachet to it, right? No, we'll get into the Yankees. We'll get into the article. Yeah, it definitely doesn't sit well to me. We'll get into the articles that came out from Bad Clapping, NJ Times and stuff, talking about the audit. But let's talk about Aaron Judge real quick, right? Brian Hoach, like I said, Gerrit Cole was asked, what goes through your mind when you see Aaron Judge stats, 37 home runs in 103 games? And Gerrit Cole said, can we get some padding in Dodger Stadium? My guy Max Goodman on Twitter also said, Gerrit Cole will win his first Cy Young Award of his career this year. Aaron Judge has 37 home runs in 103 games, missing 2 months of the season on the IL. 2 months. 2 months. Oh my God. When you say he played 107 games, cool, copy. When you say he missed 2 months of the season, the window with these 2 superstars won't last forever. Yankees must factor that into their winter plans to avoid wasting their performances yet again. Even with Aaron Judge missing 2 months of the season, if the Yankees had Cody Bellinger to carry their offense for that 2 months, for those 2 months, there's an argument that Aaron Judge is the MVP with the Yankees making the postseason. With the Yankees not in the postseason, you can't have that MVP conversation. But
no.
If we had a Cody Bellinger in that lineup, or if we had someone who could just fill in while Aaron Judge is out. We didn't have anybody step up while Aaron Judge is out. Let's be honest. Nobody stepped up while Aaron Judge is out. It still amazes me that he was able to put up these numbers in a short, limited amount of time, TC.
Yeah, no, it is amazing. And like you said, we expected with Judge being out that Giancarlo Stanton would step up. Anthony Rizzo would step up. DJ LeMahieu would step up.
Even Josh
Torres and Josh Donaldson was still here, and none of them stepped up. And that's what killed the season. The production went completely in the toilet. Like nobody pitched to these. I mean, Aaron Judge was basically it, and we saw it last season when he was chasing 62 home runs. No, they didn't want to pitch to him. He was the only guy carrying the whole team. He carried them to the postseason. And unfortunately, everyone decided to take a season off, and this is what we get. And now, you know, a lot of those guys are coming back. and the question marks are still there. Will Anthony Rizzo step up? Will he be back from his concussion? Will Stanton ever, get back to being, Giancarlo Stanton? Will that ever happen? DJ LeMahieu is kind of showing signs of coming back, but
he's showing you something.
Yeah, he's showing me something with Sean Casey there, and Glaber's been probably our most consistent guy behind Aaron Judge. So we'll see. We got some kids coming up, and but for Aaron Judge to have 37 home runs, 75 RBIs, and missing 58 games, he's no fluke anymore. I mean, people were saying, he's a fluke. He's just a home run hitter. No, he's not. He's all around talent. We got the best pitcher in the game, and we have the best hitter in the game.
Yep.
But yet we are finishing almost in last place. It just hurts. It just hurts.
We need to take advantage of the window we have with Gerrit Cole and with Aaron Judge. We cannot waste this. We're wasting their prime. Our best two players on the team, we are wasting them. And I know a lot of people, this is something that's been going crazy on Twitter, but for Yankee fans that are out there saying that Aaron Judge doesn't deserve to be in the room when conversations are being had when it comes to this team and how they're going to reconstruct the lineup, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Aaron Judge, if there's two people that deserve to be in that room and have those conversations, number one is Aaron Judge, and number two is Gerrit Cole. Those are the only two Yankees that are on this team that should be in any room having conversations with anyone in upper management when it comes to what are we going to do next year. And when you heard Aaron Judge speak the other day talking about what's going to happen, how he feels, you know what's funny to me? And we'll get into the conversation about the audit right after this, right? How many times have you heard Aaron Judge come out vocally defending Aaron Boone? You would say a lot, right? Handful of times, right? A lot of times.
Right. We like playing for him. He's a good guy. Yeah.
How many times have you heard Aaron Judge come out and speak the same way about Brian Cashman?
Can't say that. Can't say any times.
Whenever he's been asked about the team, the front office, the coaching staff, the only player, and he's been consistent with this, the only person that he has gone to bat for has been Aaron Boone. It hasn't been Brian Cashman. It hasn't been Randy Levine. It hasn't been whatever pencil pusher that's up there when it comes to analytics. Fishman. It hasn't been any of them. But he stuck by Aaron Boone. When us fans get upset hearing Aaron Judge defend Aaron Boone, how many times has it been? It's definitely been more than 5 times, especially over the past couple of seasons. But you haven't heard a word about Aaron Judge defending Brian Cashman. I think going into the offseason, not saying that Judge is the reason Cashman is gone. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But if they're going to have an audit, right? If an audit is going to happen when it comes to the front office, when it comes to the organization, you're going to tell me that people who are doing that audit aren't going to listen to Aaron Judge and his criticisms and what he has to say and relay that message back to Hal Steinbrenner and going into next season and maybe a make it or break it season for Brian Cashman? I think there's more pressure on Brian Cashman to turn things around than there's ever been. I don't think Brian Cashman will be let go this offseason, but when it comes to the fire under his feet or pressure that's weighing on him, I think this is the most he's had since taking over in 1998. What's your thoughts, TC?
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, the pressure's on. And like you said, I don't think he would get fired, but he might be relieved of his duties and move to another position
at some point. At some point, I don't think it'll be in the near future, but at some point,
right. But he a lot of pressure on him, and Aaron Judge will be pushing him because him and Cole weren't brought here to just be finished mediocre. Have these last place seasons. It's just no. They came here, expectations were high. We're gonna put a championship caliber team on the field around you guys. They didn't do that this year, and they knew what they had to do. And Cashman dropped the ball. He did, and he just to me, he's just a smug little man who just doesn't care about. He just, I don't know. I feel like he's like condescending. He just talks down and like whatever, guys. And Aaron Boone, he's a guy. He's been, he's made a lot of mistakes, and he's says a lot of weird stuff in post game. But the guys like playing for him, and he's sticking up for the guys because he's got what he's has this team that Cashman put around him. He didn't bring in all these players. He didn't bring in guys that were cast-offs. So he's trying the best he can to help these guys get through this and not look, not look bad in front of the media and have all the pressure, they're having bad seasons, but hey, we're gonna get through it. He's on their side. So the players love Boone, and if we could get some other guys around Judge and Cole, hey, might be a whole different situation.
Yeah, definitely is. I want to shout out the chat real quick before we switch things up and switch on the topic. Shout out to my guy Keith Saunders, who says to be the longest standing GM in sports with only one championship in the last 25 years is ridiculous. Absolutely. Absolutely, Keith. There's no excuse for that, especially with the money that's been spent in that time frame of those 25 years. And also, we're sitting on 50 viewers at the moment. If you guys can, please smack that like button. I think the likes are at 37. So let's run it up. Let's get to 50 likes on the stream. So if you haven't hit that like button, smack that like button. And if you're joining us late, and if you guys see down on the bottom, we got the merch available. So make sure you click the link that is in the description for the Morning Brew merch, and you're able to get your merch for the Yankees Morning Brew, for the Jets Evening Brew, for the Knicks Morning Brew, and for the NBA Nightcap with my brother, Mr. Phil Porto. So let's switch things up. We got to get into this audit, talking about the Yankees audit that's going to take place in the offseason. Rumor has it that it's going to start in October. So while the season is still going on, while the postseason is still going on, the Yankees are going to start that audit. My guy Joe Randazzo, he breaks it down. He says how Steinbrenner is tired of the Yankees being the runner-up, according to Bob Klappich. According to Bob Klappich, significant changes are coming. He says of the team's upcoming audit and NJ.com. So guys, make sure you guys go to NJ.com to check out this article from Mr. Bob Klappich. The investigation will begin in early October. Although, interestingly, the company conducting the audit will not recommend personnel changes. The analysis will instead focus on the process and how the Yankees compare to other clubs. The categories will conclude the success and failures of the Bombers' trades in the last decades, the shakeup or the shakeout of the draft picks, including international draft, the number of games and dollars lost to injuries, and the state of the minor league player development. I think that's the most important part right there.
Yeah.
The final report will be data-driven and purely objective. None of it bodes well for the Yankees analytic department, which is obsessed with exit velocity and spin rate, and has advised GM Brian Cashman to make disastrous trades for Joey Gallo, Josh Donaldson, and Frankie Montas, among others. So it seems like if anything is going to change, it's going to come with the analytics. It's going to come from within when it comes to the minor leagues. And these are all issues that us, as fans, we've been complaining about for the longest. TC, I want to get your thoughts. And guys in the chat, folks in the chat, let me know as well. What's your thoughts about this audit? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, all good stuff. I mean, like you just said, exit velocity, spin rates. We've been saying that that's not a good philosophy to have to get these players. Joey Gallo, Donaldson, Frankie Mont, just terrible trades, terrible, free agent pickups. And the number one thing is the draft and the injuries, the scouting and the medical staff. Huge. Yep. It's huge in this audit. And that I mean, he says no personnel changes. I don't know about that. I think medical staff needs
what he's saying is that the company that's doing the audit is not going to say personal changes. This is just they're not going to recommend personnel changes. This is just a reflection and them being objective of what was done right and what was done wrong. Right.
No, I get it, but we all know that there's some changes that do need to be made with some of these guys, but doctors and scouting and all that. But I like what I'm seeing. I'm glad that they're taking the time to have an audit. But again, it's all lip service until we see something on the field and things done. We don't know. It's just talk. Okay, get something done. Let's see next year. Let's see if they even implement any of this. And but hey, you can't help but like what you're hearing here and seeing. So get a shake up. Shake up the team.
We got a $4.99 super chat from Uncle Tats. TC, I'm gonna bring it up on the screen and let you read it. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, Tats, we appreciate that. $4.99 super chat. They can audit whatever they want as long as the trust and cashman continues. Nothing will seriously change. Exactly. That's exactly
100%.
Right. 100%.
And my guy in the chat, hold on, my guy Ness in the chat said, tired. Yeah, okay. Don't fall for the Yankees propaganda. Action speaks louder than words.
Exactly.
My guy, stop the Ness, you hit it right on the head, because I want to have faith in Hal Steinbrenner. I'm separating Hal Steinbrenner from Brian Cashman and the rest of the front office. I want to have faith in Hal Steinbrenner that these words that came out, that Hal Steinbrenner is fed up with being runner up. I want to have faith that that's how he feels. I want to believe that's how he feels, because
I didn't feel that this year, though.
That's how you feel, TC, and that's how everyone in the chat feels. So I want to believe in these words, but like you said, Ness, actions speak louder than words. And if there's no actions after this audit, it's the same BS, just sprinkled differently. That's literally just all it is. You got to switch things up. And that's why I said on the last show, fans like us that are invested in every game, in every pitch, and in every inning, we are smart baseball fans. We understand the game. 99% of us, I don't know about a lot, but 99, no, I'm joking. But we understand the game, and we've been watching this team operate, especially since 2019. And with our eyes, we can tell it ain't right. Something is not right. There should be no reason. Aaron Judge, I understand what the analytics say, but this is your best hitter in your lineup. He should not be batting in the second hole. He needs to be in the third spot. Last year, I get it. You want to make sure he gets more at-bats while chasing the home run record. Why was Aaron Judge leading off? Who was the genius that said Aaron Judge should be the leadoff hitter for this team? Instead of going out there and getting a traditional leadoff hitter, someone that has speed, someone that can get on base, instead of getting one of those players, decide to make DJ LeMahieu, who is the perfect number 2-hole hitter, a leadoff hitter, and have Judge be a 2-hole hitter when he should be the 3-hole hitter. There's a reason why, with all the home runs that Aaron Judge has hit over the past couple of seasons, there's a reason why Aaron Judge leads all of baseball in solo home runs.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Nobody
TC.
on base. Yeah, they got to go back and look at some of the dynasty years lineups. I mean, we had leadoff hitters. We had Jeter second. We had, O'Neill, Bernie. Those guys they had tons of guys on base and all the time. And putting a lineup together is huge. And I don't know about you. I'm tired of seeing 162 different lineups. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. Every day, different lineup, guys in different positions. You got to have a consistency. You got to have, no more bringing in just fill-ins and utility. I mean, the lineup's full of utility players. I mean, what you can't win with that. So you got to go out and get a leadoff hitter. You got DJ. Yeah, he could be a good 2-hole and Judge, and then fill out the rest of the lineup. But they got to go back and look at, some of these past teams of what worked, because the last 2-3 years just hasn't worked. So, and they need to bring in some more baseball guys. I think, regardless if they're old Yankee, players that were, in the dynasty years, they got to bring in somebody. I know they've been talking, I know Pete's been talking about it. Bring in a veteran, a manager to help Aaron Boone out, and make him, give him some advice on lineups, give him some advice on, situations and bullpen use and this and that, because we got to take this analytic book and throw it out. Yeah, it works for a couple things. It's not worked. It doesn't work game situations. You got to manage the game at hand. and bringing in a veteran presence to help Aaron Boone, I think would bode well for this team going forward.
You gotta have a gut feeling. You need to go back to managers that they manage with their gut and what their gut told them, right? I want to read another part of that article that was left out in the prior one that I read. The middle passage, we already went through it, but one person familiar with the baby ball stinking believes that there will be massive changes in the way the Yankees do business in 2024. It's still unclear whether the overhaul will cost Aaron Boone his job, but Steinbrenner is committed to finding out what went wrong and how to fix it. At the end, it says, Steinbrenner has had enough of being a runner-up, said one person who's spoken to the owner often enough to assess his mood. So, Bob Klappich, he is well-respected out there in the industry. Hopefully these words, hopefully there's some weight and some validity behind them. Because, again, I'm going to say it again, TC, like my guy Keith said in the chat, I have more faith in Hal Steinbrenner than I have any faith in Brian Cashman. I want to believe that Hal Steinbrenner is upset. I want to believe that Hal Steinbrenner is embarrassed when he goes out there last year, Derek Jeter Day, celebrating the captain, and he is booed by the fans. There's a reason that at Old Timers Day this year, you didn't see Hal Steinbrenner. You saw everyone else and their mother. You didn't see Hal Steinbrenner because Hal Steinbrenner knew with the season the New York Yankees are having right now, if he would have walked out there, he would have got booed. The fans would have gave it to him. So that's a reason why you didn't see any Fishman. You didn't see any Randy Levine. You didn't see any Brian Cashman. You didn't see any Hal Steinbrenner because the fans would have gave it to them.
Yeah, as
they would have gave it to them, bro. Like you said, as they should, TC.
Yeah. I mean, that's who puts the team together. And also, how are you going to I know we're all down on Aaron Boone, right? We're down on him. He's made some bonehead moves here and there, but, you know, all managers make mistakes. How are you going to put this whole season on Aaron Boone when Hal and Cashman are making all the moves and all the decisions are coming from them? From the analytic department, from the front office. He's just reading a book because there's Aaron Boone is too smart of a baseball player, I think. He's played, he knows the game. He's from the lineage with his dad, grandfather, brothers.
Big bro.
That he knows how to put a lineup together. He knows the situations. He knows baseball. And to see these lineups day after day after day come out with Volpe's at leadoff, Volpe's at seventh hitter, Volpe's ninth, but you know, this switching around and positions that goes on the front office, and everybody knows that it's coming from them. So yeah, they should get all the blame. They're scared. They're scared to show their faces, and this is a make or break season. I don't know what the fans are going to do if this next season, you know, ends up a flop again. I don't know. Are they going to riot? I don't call for any violence or anything, but I mean, this is the New Yorkers are fed up. I mean,
no. Yankee fans are fed up, and this is one thing I want to say. When it comes to Aaron Boone, this is where I defend Aaron Boone. Right? If you want to criticize Aaron Boone for not pinch running Giancarlo Stanton the other game in Toronto, first game in 7, you could criticize him for that. That's one criticism. You could criticize him for that. If you want to criticize Aaron Boone when it comes to the lineup construction, even though a lot of it does come from the front office, if you want to criticize him for the lineup, cool. You can criticize him for the lineup. But when it comes to the players that he has, when it comes to constructing the lineup, you cannot blame Aaron Boone for what's on that 26-man roster because he didn't make those decisions. He didn't make those trades. He didn't sign any of those players. That falls on one person. That falls on Brian Cashman. If you want to say that the way that Anthony Volpe going through the lineup was unfair to Volpe and you want to criticize Boone for that, cool. You could criticize Boone for that. But there's a reason why Aaron Boone was forced to play that card. Because Brian Cashman, like I said previously, didn't get him a traditional leadoff hitter. There's a reason why. Yes, DJ LeMahieu when he was hitting over 300 was amazing. Awesome. You gave him a contract extension in the off season. He was having hip surgery when he was past 30 years old. If you knew DJ LeMahieu was going to have hip surgery in the off season, you should have never gave him a contract extension. You should have just thank you for your time. Go get your money somewhere else. That's a bozo move from Brian Cashman.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
When you go 3 seasons, when you scratch that, when you go more than 3 seasons, Brett Gardner retires and you still haven't addressed the left field situation, that's something that you get criticized for. Like I said, we went into the season with Oswald Cabrera and Aaron Hicks as your everyday left fielders, right? With IKF platooning in center field until Harrison Bader came back. We started Oswald Cabrera opening day because they knew Aaron Hicks would get booed. I'm going to keep hammering that fact.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, if you want to criticize Boone for his post-game comments or for the umbrella thing, cool. You could criticize him for that. But when it comes to that 26-man roster and when it comes to the moves that he makes, he is limited because of the person on top of him giving him those players to work with.
Yeah, no, I totally agree because I mean he has made mistakes, and we have every right to get on him for a lot of the things he does, you know, especially the I want to bring up the get out of here, you know, it just a clown show, you know, sometimes, but again he's playing the players that he's given, and you know, I'm sure he doesn't want to keep penciling in like a Willie Calhoun, a Frenchie Cordero, and a Jake Bowers and guys out of position. And he's like, hey, this is all I got. You guys aren't bringing up the kids, which should have happened, you know, a month before, you know, they were brought up. So, he's just going. I mean, you know, a lot of people in the chat, man, he's a company man. Yeah, I mean, he's brought in to buy into the system. And now we're seeing that it's not working. So Hal's bringing in a team to, you know, overhaul it and see how to fix it. And we'll see next year if there's any changes or if this is just lip service. So it's a make or break season for Boone and Cashman, both of them. I think this upcoming season.
I want to shout out some people that's in the chat. Shout out my guy Macho King that's in the building. Macho King, how you doing? Salute, my guy Macho King. I see Damien put in the chat. Damien, I'm not disagreeing with you. That's why I said if you want to criticize Boone for his lineup construction when it comes to moving people around, for his bullpen manager, you could criticize Boone. I'm not arguing against you with any of this, right? Guarantee you 6 games we lost because of Boone and how he managed. Guarantee you. Yes. I'll tell you this right now.
100%.
If you add Cody Bellinger to this lineup, I wholeheartedly believe that gives us at least 10 plus wins. At least 10 plus wins. If Cody Bellinger was in this lineup this season, yes, with a 320, a 330 batting average, 20 plus home runs, if he was in our lineup, I guarantee anywhere from 6 to 10 wins. And you know where that leaves us? That leaves us as the 3rd wild card because we are 5.5 games out of that last wild card spot. So yes, Damien, I agree with you when it comes to Boone and how many games we lost this season because of Boone. But I tell you this, if Brian Cashman added Cody Bellinger to our team to be the left fielder to start this season, instead of Cabrera, instead of Hicks, we have at least 6 to 10 games more wins. At least. And that gives us the 3rd wild card spot because we are 5.5 games out. At minimum, bro. At minimum. So like I said, you can critique Boone. I definitely agree with you. I'm not giving Boone a complete pass. No. But when it comes to the roster and what Boone had to play with, that falls on one person. That falls on the general manager.
Yep, absolutely.
Go ahead, TC.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, it's the Cody Bellinger would have made a big difference. Yeah, I mean,
especially in those 2 months. We had 2 months with no Judge. Look at that time, those 2 months, because Cody Bellinger started the season off slow. He started the season off slow. Those 2 months, Cody Bellinger was one of the top, if not the top hitter in baseball for those 2 months that Aaron Judge was not in our lineup. When Cody Bellinger and the Cubs came to the Bronx, Cody Bellinger had a 270 batting average. He finished the season hitting over 320.
Yeah, he went again on
So
a tear.
that's a 50-point swing in those 2 months when it comes to his batting average.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we needed. Our offense was sluggish, and a couple more runs a game, and at least 10 more wins. I mean, how many games close that we blew, like Gerrit Cole games? I mean, right in the game, we're 1-2-0, 3, just one run down. We just couldn't, scratch across runs. I mean, it goes on to, like I've been saying, it's this home run or nothing philosophy. That's got to go. They've had a problem for years, just not, be productive outs and driving in runners with just, or just hitting to the opposite field, just going with the pitch, or, not always having to hit home runs to score. You don't. These games that they get first and second, no outs, they don't score. They get second and third, no outs, they don't score. That's where the audit needs to take place. Is how do we get better at that, and bringing in the right guys to do this. And I sure hope they find something and changes are made. It's just very frustrating. Very frustrating.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. And TC, we share the same frustrations when it comes to this team. People in the chat, we share the same frustrations. But I'm just trying. I just want us to pinpoint our frustrations in the right direction. Like I said, there's criticism to give Aaron Boone. I'm not saying there isn't any criticism to give Aaron Boone, but we got to point out criticism to the person that constructs the roster, and that's Brian Cashman. It's like this, TC. If me and you, we worked at a bar, right? If me and you were bartenders at a bar, right? I'm just put this in this realm. And we had an ice machine that was molded, and we were serving people drinks that the ice had mold. Is it our faults as the bartender, or is it the general manager's fault for not getting that ice machine cleaned?
Yeah, we're just doing we're just serving what's given
we don't know what's in the ice machine. We don't know that the ice machine has mold. That's not our job. We're just there to make the drinks.
Right.
Yes. Do we get blamed if somebody gets sick? Absolutely. But who is primarily in charge for that? The GM. And in this scenario, Brian Cashman's the GM.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of blame to go around, everybody, but ultimately, it does come down who is on the field, and Cashman puts the guys on the field. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that a lot of them didn't have the seasons we thought they would have. They're very, very bad production from a lot of these guys. But again, Cashman saw this, we saw it as fans, these guys are past their prime and needed, like you said, LeMahieu needed, surgery, and Stanton's getting older. He can't run. And Donaldson is over the hill. I mean, we saw it, but Cashman apparently has different vision.
Got blinders on.
And he knows baseball better than us somehow. And that's the season you got.
You got to be able to be objective, especially when it comes to yourself, right? One thing that I've learned over the past several years is that as adults, we should be able to have healthy conversations where, TC, if you're doing something that I don't like, I will be able to criticize you objectively without you getting in your criticism.
Feelings. Yes.
We should be able to have these conversations as adults. And when it comes to Brian Cashman, he should be able to have that self-reflection, take a step back, look at the moves. They didn't work out. They just didn't work out. And if you admit that you were wrong, us fans, I know me, I don't want to speak for the entire fan base. If Brian Cashman comes out tomorrow and he says, this move is bad, that move is bad, this move is bad, it doesn't absolve you completely of those decisions, but it helps me see you in a better light because you admitted when you was wrong instead of force feeding us the same old BS that we've been getting force fed since 2009, since the last time we won a championship. I'm going to give a quick shout out because we're going to switch the conversation, move things along. Shout out to our guys, Alex and Luca from the Big Blue and the Bronx. Salute, salute, salute. My guy, Yankee Kyle, who is always sharing us on his community tab. Shout out to my guy, Yankee Kyle. I appreciate you. Razil the Greats in the building. Oh, my guy Razel, hope all is well. He says this front office, this owner is Cap. Yeah, absolutely, Razel. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Of course, Damien, you guys know how I feel about Cashman. The dude absolutely has to go. Number one, absolutely, Damien. I'm right there with you.
100%.
My guy Sean Browning, who says not having a closer hurts more than not. Absolutely. But like my guy Dan C said, the GM constructs the roster. He makes the trades, etc., etc., etc. He has the bullseye on his back. Clay Holmes didn't make Clay Holmes the closer of this team. That was Brian Cashman. IKF didn't make IKF the starting shortstop of this team. That was Brian Cashman. Aaron Hicks didn't give Aaron Hicks a contract extension. That was Brian Cashman. That wasn't Aaron Boone. That wasn't the third base coach, Phil Nevins, who got fired last year. That was Brian Cashman who made those moves. And that's where the accountability should start. You know, there's a term, if you guys are big into mafia movies or big into the mob or anything like that, or when it comes to mob history, but it says the fish stinks at the head. And the head right now is Brian Cashman. That's the head of the fish. That's what stinks. It's Brian Cashman. And he can all change all of that by just making a few moves here and there in the offseason, TC. That's what's so easy about this. It's an easy fix. You got to be smart. That's why I said, if we want to give, I don't know, Yankee fans probably don't want to hear this, but 30 years, missing the postseason 5 times, you want to give Brian Cashman a mulligan for this season? I'm all good with it. I'm cool. I'll give him the mulligan. But we can't come back and we can't run it back with the same team that we have this year. You need to add on Yamamoto, Cody Bellinger, Jung-Ho Lee, Juan Soto. There's options out there for you to make this team better. I want to shout out my guy Jared that's in the chat. Salute, salute, salute. Jared said we have 77 million coming off for the books. I do believe. I'm a piggyback. We got 85 million coming off the books. Jared, shout out to my guy Jared that's in the chat. If you guys can, let's show Jared some love. First time in the chat. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, Jared. Shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, there's plenty of money coming off the books, and we gotta, you know, you gotta put the foot on the neck of the rest of the league. We gotta go for, like, we used to be the Yankees. That this Yankee team that I'm seeing, it's not. It's kind of like kind of remind me of the Oakland A's, just kind of giving up. You know, just hey, let's just put anybody out in the field, and you know, who cares? So we got to go out and act like the Yankees of old, and put these guys around Cole and Judge. Just go out, be smart. Cashman, and stop trying to be, you know, the smartest guy in the room and do all these, you know, if we say one thing, you do the complete opposite. Oh, I'm not going to do what the fans tell me to do. I'm going to go out and get Josh Donaldson. No one will ever think we're going to get him, you know, but we're going to go out and get Frankie Montas, you know, and never pitch for us. You
gotta remember, I'm sorry for cutting you up, TC. You gotta remember the quote of the year. This may be the quote of the decade or the century or the millennium. You guys got to be crazy to think that Josh Donaldson won't have a bounce back season. Well, guess what? My favorite cereal growing up was Cocoa Puffs. And you know the phrase for that? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's exactly what it is when it comes to that statement. Go ahead, TC. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, he's crazy. He's crazy for thinking that he knows better than everyone else. He's not. It's over for him. You know, those days they're over. He doesn't know which players to pick up, and it's got to be Sabian or Manaea. They got to help him out. I mean, it's got to be, maybe this audit brings about some change. Hal maybe gets involved and says, you know, I don't like this guy. You know, Hal brings his own. Maybe he'll bring his own guy in and say, hey, Cashman's thinking about getting this guy. What do you think? No.
Facts, Sean Browning. Facts, Sean Browning. Go ahead, TC. Read it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, Gio Urshela is not Josh Donaldson, Mr. Cashman. Yeah, I mean, why? Why'd you bring him in? Gio Urshela was nothing wrong with him. I mean, it's those type moves that are just have me just scratching my head like, how we were 4 games away from the World Series last year, and we went totally in the opposite direction. Why? Brian Cashman didn't address the needs.
Right there,
closer, left field, third base. I mean, this just so. Again, hopefully something changes in this audit, and I really wish he would go, but he's not going anywhere. So
don't have to wait, TC. We got some time to wait.
Like I said, somebody helps him out.
If you want to give him the mulligan, copy. I'll give him the mulligan for this season. Like I say, you just can't come back next year, right? You can't come back next year with the same. That's what I'm saying. Next year will be the most pressure on Brian Cashman. I feel this year, copy, mulligan season. We cool. Next year, if it's the same old nonsense and we miss the postseason next year and this team doesn't improve, Brian Cashman has to go after next year. That's it. And Brian Cashman definitely has to go out to next year. I want to shout out my guy Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la isla. Salute. And also, we got 55 of y'all in the building. Sorry. If you guys can, please smack that like button as we're trying to get the stream over to 50 likes. We got 43 likes right now on the video, 55 in the building. So guys, please smack that like button. We are 7 away from the magical number 50. But let's switch gears because like I said, our last topic, it was a hot button topic because Yankee fans was losing their mind yesterday. Mr. Juan Soto. Our dreams may become reality when it comes to Juan Soto. Someone on Twitter, I had cut the name out. I apologize for that. He says, if the Yankees will indeed make massive changes in this offseason, I'll be expecting / wanting several things. First item is a Juan Soto. Second item is a Jung-Ho Lee. Third item is a Yamamoto. Fourth item is trades, small key trades. And the fifth one, and I think this is the big one, Giancarlo Stanton dumped, whether that's traded or released. TC, now that we're getting here to Juan Soto, what's your thoughts on this conversation? Are you all in when it comes to Juan Soto?
I'd love to be all in and on a Juan Soto, but again, it's gonna cost a lot of players, and next season he'll be a free after the 2024 season he'll be a free agent, and that's our chance to grab him. So I'm more willing to go for a Cody Bellinger free agent than giving up prospects to possibly, I know this Cody Bellinger is going to want a big contract. But for the time being, I mean, don't forget we got Jason Dominguez coming back next season, mid-season. So I don't know if I'm willing to give up all of these prospects and want that they're going to want a Jason Dominguez. I mean, are we willing to give up all these?
There's no guarantee that Juan Soto will be available in free agency. Yes, his contract is up after next year, and that's when he go. There's no guarantee that he's not traded to the Dodgers and they don't give him a contract extension.
You're right about that.
There's no guarantee that he's not traded to the Giants and they give him a contract extension. The New York Mets trade for him and give him a contract extension, especially if they miss out on Shohei Ohtani. So there's no guarantee that Juan Soto will be available in free agency. True. I agree with you. The package that it will cost to get Juan Soto, it will be steep, but I feel it won't be as steep as it once was when the Padres traded for Juan Soto. Because when they traded for him, you had 2.5 years left before he was a free agent. You trade for him this offseason, you only have 1 year left to control. So the trade package may come down. It's still going to be steep, but this is where you get creative. We have to go all in this offseason. So I have a trade package that centers around Michael King, Clark Smith, Drew Thorpe, Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, and Oswald Peraza. Those are the 6 prospects that I'm giving up for Juan Soto. Those are the 6 players, I should say, I'm giving up for Juan Soto. 3 major league ready, and Michael King, Clark Smith, and Oswald Peraza, and 3 prospects that are in the system: Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, and Drew Thorpe. If you want to add in another prospect. There's a Duran kid that's in the Yankees minor league system that you could throw in as maybe a prospect that could turn out into something years down the line for Juan Soto. And also, this is what you got. This is what you guys got to always put out there when it comes to his contract extension. Remember how I was always talking about Juan Soto is going to wait to see what Shohei Ohtani got. Juan Soto is not in the realm of Shohei Ohtani, especially from a two-way perspective. But Shohei Ohtani was going to be the ceiling. Aaron Judge is going to be the floor. Juan Soto is going to be in the middle. But since Shohei Ohtani is not going to pitch next year, Shohei Ohtani, a lot of people are speculating that he won't get that massive contract that people once thought he got. So the price, if Shohei's price falls, that may mean Juan Soto's contract won't be as big as it potentially once was because Shohei didn't give that massive contract to set the market.
Yeah, well, I mean, you make some good points there. I don't know. I mean, I'm pursuing some sort of. I'm listening to offers. I'd like it to be maybe not directly with the team. I'd like to see maybe a 3-team deal, so other guys kind of be involved and kind of tweak the trade, because I don't know. I mean, that might weaken our team too much, and again, we're going to put all our eggs in one basket with one player. We have a lot of other needs, and to just the way I look at it is Cashman just pulls off a trade like that, he'll be like, okay, we're ready for next season. All these holes still exist all around the team.
But so you can still that doesn't trading for Juan Soto doesn't stop him from signing free agents.
Right. But a lot of the guys that look, like Michael King, Clark Schmidt kind of figured into a rotation. Peraza was maybe like Li loves third base. He's our third baseman of the future. So more holes to fill. I mean, yeah, he can plug in.
I'm still trying to scratch my head. What do you mean more holes to fill? Because if the thought is that the Yankees are going to be all in for Yamamoto, we can have our top 3 in the rotation be Gerrit Cole, Yamamoto, Carlos Rodon. We still got Nestor Cortez as a 4th starter. We still got Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, potentially Frankie Montas if they bring him back on a 1-year deal. We still have options. Like I said, if we go out there and get Yamamoto on top, it's not just a Juan Soto and that's it. The offseason is over. No, it's Juan Soto and additions. So if they go out there, trade for Juan Soto, signing Yamamoto, our top 4 on the rotation is Gerrit Cole, Yamamoto, Carlos Rodon, and Nestor Cortez. That's a formidable starting 5. I mean, starting 4. Yes, Michael King would make that phenomenal, but we need to upgrade this offense. And I think a trading of Michael King could do that. Now, if you want to get another starting pitcher, if you're worried about starting pitcher, cool. We could trade a Gleyber Torres. We could trade a Gleyber Torres for a young starting pitcher that you could put as the 5th starter. You want to know who Gleyber Torres' replacement could be at second base? It could be Oswald Cabrera. He's played all over the place. Oswaldo. He's played all over the place. He came up as an infielder.
Gleyber Torres, but
his bat's not Gleyber Torres. But I'm just giving options if we want to go that route.
Right.
I'm thinking of you know who Gleyber Torres' bat is not. Gleyber Torres' bat is not Juan Soto.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Juan Soto in front of Judge, makes a huge difference, and it solidifies the left field position. There's a lot of different situations, a lot of ways you could go. But I'm thinking of it as a Cashman move. Like he'll get the Juan Soto and be like, "Hey, everybody, I got you Juan Soto. We're done. We still got Stanton. We still have no closer. We still have so."
I'm trusting Cabrera to be our starting second baseman over being our starting left fielder because Cabrera came up as an infielder. He didn't come up as an outfielder. So that's why I trust Cabrera more as a second baseman than in left field.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you got to look at it. Juan Soto would be terrific. I'm not saying I wouldn't want him. Just for the right guys. Just don't just give this package of 8 prospects or 8, just it's got to be the right situation, right move. And Yamamoto is probably
Juan Soto making $50 million. Is Juan Soto making $50 million? I just wanted to ask that question. No, he's not. Okay. I just wanted to just to ask that question because I saw a stupid comment that said he's making $50 million. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he'll make 50. I mean, nobody's making 50 million right now.
Like I just said, Juan Soto was waiting for Shohei Ohtani to set the market. Shohei Ohtani was going to go into free agency this offseason and set the market. Shohei's money it's not going to be what it's not going to be 500 million. He may get that 450. He may get that 460. He ain't getting more than 500 million like people were speculating. So like I said, Shohei Ohtani was setting the market at the top. Aaron Judge set it last offseason at the bottom, and Juan Soto was going to be in the middle. Now that Shohei Ohtani's price is not going to be what people were speculating, it will come down. Juan Soto cost will come down as well because the market is being set by Shohei Ohtani when it comes to what he's going to be worth.
Yeah. It's a dream scenario to have Juan Soto there, but yeah, it's again. Do you trust Cashman to piece things together with giving up a lot of these players and bringing in new guys? And that's where I'm scared that he's going to lose it because half the team's going to be gone for Juan Soto, and he's got to bring in all new players or whatever we have left in prospects.
12 years, 50 million per season is $600 million. Juan Soto is not getting 600. Juan Soto is not getting more than what Shohei Ohtani is going to get in free agency. It's not going to happen. Juan Soto is not getting more than $500 million. Not for 12 years, not for 13 years. That's not happening.
No. Maybe 40 a year.
40 per season. Yeah, definitely. $400 million. Cool. If you want to give him 40 per season for 12 years, let's do it. That's $480 million. That's not 500 mil. It's all going to depend what Shohei Ohtani gets because Shohei is going to be who sets the market. Just like last year when Judge signed, Xander Bogaerts got a big contract because Judge set the market. If Aaron Judge didn't sign for that massive contract, Xander Bogaerts wouldn't have gotten what he gotten. It's all about what the top guy gets to set the market in free agency.
Right. Yeah. For me, I think Yamamoto's a must, though. He says not a massive need. I think that's the number one. I think need.
No, I definitely think Gerrit Cole needs that number two right behind him. And I think Yamamoto is that perfect pitcher to be penciled in right behind Gerrit Cole. Because you're not asking Yamamoto to be a number one starter. No, you're asking him to be a number two behind Gerrit Cole, who's a number
two
one.
or three. Yeah, with Rodon. Yeah, that's that's what wins playoff games. It is a solid. You got aces, 3 aces on your team. Yeah, how are you going to lose? You got to be able to scratch some runs.
Scratch some run over. But I wanted to throw this out there too. The reason why I made that package what it was because when the Padres traded to the Nationals, the Padres sent over prospects that were top 50 prospects, that were top 50 MLB pipeline prospects, whether that's by MLB Baseball, whether that's by ESPN, whoever you want to source as your reliable source, the prospects that the Nationals got back in return were top 50 prospects. None of the Yankees prospects are top 50. That's why you have to give more. That's why you have to give Michael King. That's why you have to give a Clark Smith. That's why you have to give a Peraza. And then you give 3 top prospects that are in your system because you need to offset the fact that our prospects aren't top 50. Spencer Jones is not even a top 50. He's top 70 at best.
Right.
So that's why you have to add more to the package. And the reason why the Yankees would be able to pull this off is because you're not going to have to give up top 50 or top 10 prospects for Juan Soto because he only has 1 year of control.
Right.
So the fact that he doesn't have that much controllability when it comes to how many years he has left before he hits free agency, you're not going to have to give up top 10 prospects or top 20 prospects. You're going to have to give up a bunch of top 100 prospects, top 70 prospects. And that's what Spencer Jones is. That's what Drew Thorpe is. And that's what Adams is as well.
Yeah, and again, it might be just a 1-year rental, though. He's got 1 more year left, so do we bring in all the get rid of all those prospects and just have the hope that we're going to sign Juan Soto too? So
we're trying to fix the team, right? Do you want another Band-Aid until Juan Soto potentially becomes a free agent? Are you willing to punt on the 2024 season? Because we're talking about fixing the team,
right? That's right.
So if you at the casino,
Juan Soto
you gotta spend money to play, bro.
True. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's and the
What would you
deal
be
trying to
willing
get
to
rid of
give
him
up?
was what's that?
What I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. What would you be willing to give up to get Juan Soto? What trade package would you have? Folks in the chat, let us know your trade package as well. What trade package are you guys willing to put together in order to get Juan Soto? Who are you comfortable with giving up?
Like I said, I want another team involved. When there's a 3-team deal, it seems like it's less of I feel like the Yankees would give up less. I know they'd have to give up some prospects, but yeah, I mean, if we're high on Dominguez, yeah, Spencer Jones would be expendable. A Peraza, they're probably looking at a Drew Thorpe and Michael King, or and Clark Schmidt. Yeah, I mean, those type guys. I don't know if I mean, even if they ask for Volpe, I don't know. I mean, I think that's a lot. It's a lot of guys, but and then they might look at Wells and Ben Rice you mentioned. So I think a lot of them are available for Juan Soto because we know what Juan Soto is and what he could bring to this team. So I guess you got to go. You got to do whatever you can to get him in pinstripes because he's a proven player. Look at what he's doing. I mean, he's only 25 years old, and we don't know what these prospects are gonna live up to. We don't have top, like you said, top 50 prospects, and we know our track record with guys. Aaron Judge is the only one that I see in the last 10 years that's made a name for himself. So.
My guy Illuminati Gaming with the $4.99 super chat. If we are getting in a bidding war for an arm, I prefer to spend it on a bat. King has shown that he can be a number 3. Great job, guys. I appreciate you, Illuminati Gaming. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. But no, I'm right there with you, TC. If the price is going to be too much, then I'm bowing out. Right, a way that the Yankees could try to get creative with it, since the Padres are trying to get more flexible with the payroll. The Yankees can offer eating the contracts of Nick Martinez and Robert Suarez, who are 2 relievers that are making $10 million a piece. So that's $20 million that could come off of the payroll of the San Diego Padres. But it's all about if the Yankees want to get creative. Going to have to get creative. Yes, I agree with you. If a third team comes in, then you'll be able to probably make some things happen. But ultimately, it's going to come down with what are you comfortable with giving up? And like I said, my plans, if I'm Brian Cashman, is not just to get Juan Soto and call it a day. No, it's getting Juan Soto, it's signing Yamamoto, and potentially still signing Cody Bellinger. I know that's a hypothetical pipe dream, but if the Yankees can have DJ LeMahieu to lead it off, Juan Soto as your number 2 hitter, Aaron Judge as your number 3 hitter, Cody Bellinger as your number 4 hitter, Gleyber Torres in your 5 spot, Anthony Rizzo in your 6 spot, Giancarlo Stanton as your 7th hitter, Anthony Volpe as your 8th hitter, and Austin Wells as your 9th hitter. That's a solid 1 to 9 right there by just adding 2 big bats, Juan Soto and Cody Bellinger. And depending on what happens at the middle of the season when it comes to Jason Dominguez and his recovery time, depending on how Anthony Rizzo bounced back from his injury, you could bring up Jason Dominguez, have him in center field, and then have Cody Bellinger be your first baseman. That's what's so special about Cody Bellinger, his versatility, the fact that he could play multiple positions, not only one spot. So you could move pieces around, and it's Rizzo's last year on his contract. So you will have the replacement for Rizzo once he becomes a free agent. You can just have Cody Bellinger be your first baseman for the future and the rest of that contract.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a great lineup, the one you put together. But again, if you look at it, it seems to me it's home run or nothing again. I mean, that's just a lot of home run hitters. I mean, you got Soto, Judge, Bellinger.
Soto led baseball and on base percentage. That's something that we don't have. Somebody who has a 400 plus on base percentage.
I get it with Juan Soto, but the rest,
the
Cody rest Bellinger. Just, I mean, still having Stanton in the lineup, and we don't know about Rizzo. It's just,
but you have Stanton as your 7th hole hitter. You don't have him as your cleanup hitter.
Yeah.
You have Rizzo as your
Oh, I get it.
6-hole hitter. You don't have
we
Rizzo
got to
as
get him
your
out of that.
3-hole hitter.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Cody Bellinger is a guy that he had over 320, 330 this season. That's not a home run or bust
That's
kind
an
of guy.
improvement. Yeah.
That's an improvement. Juan Soto as your 2-hole hitter, high on base percentage. Like I said, Aaron Judge led baseball the past couple of seasons with solo home runs. Juan Soto getting on base before him, he won't have a lot of solo home runs. Got 2-run home runs. That's what I'm saying. Adding Juan Soto will be a difference maker in the lineup for the fact that he gets on base, something that we hardly do.
What about a Jung Ho Lee as a center field instead of Bellinger? What do you think about that as a leadoff hitter?
No, I would love it. But the thing is, when Jason Dominguez comes back, you can't move Jung Ho Lee to first base like you can with Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm saying Cody.
Hey, keep
we don't
Dominguez
have to get Cody Bellinger.
Oh, well, if you get Juan Soto, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you get Juan Soto and exactly. If you get Juan Soto, he's your left fielder. If you get Cody Bellinger, he could start the season as your center fielder and he could move to first base if Anthony Rizzo's concussion is if he hasn't come back fully from that concussion situation. It just gives you options to move pieces around on the roster.
Yeah, Jacob says, what about Flo? I said, well, we get Juan Soto, Florialis. Bye-bye.
Then Flo. Listen, Flo has been he's been solid. He's been he's been very serviceable, right? He's been very serviceable coming up here. I think he's hitting 230 to 240. Like I said, he's been very serviceable, bro. Serviceable, bro. But this is the wish list. This is my wish list when it comes to Juan Soto. Folks in the chat, let me know as well. And shout out to my guy Joseph Caputo from The Shift, who says we also don't know the mindset this front office is in it.
We don't.
Who knows if Howe even wants them to spend more money? That's a great one right there. That's a great fact also. And also, here's the link to the merch store. You guys see the sweaters and the shirts that's on the bottom. We have merch available for the Yanks Morning Brew, Knicks Morning Brew, Jets Evening Brew, and the NBA Nightcap with my guy, Mr. Phil Porto. If you guys are ordering the hoodies are priced at $44.99. The sweatshirts are $39.99, and the t-shirts are $29.99. Just know this: when you guys are on the store buying whatever merch you guys going to buy, there's no tax. So take advantage of that right now. But there is a $12.50 shipping fee just to make sure we get these out to you. And these are only going to be available for a limited time. We're only going to have 75 to 100 of them available for purchase. That way we switch it up when we do our next drop, right? That's kind of easy to understand, right, TC?
Right. Yeah. No, good stuff, man. That's whew. I love that Judge sweatshirt.
Now, I see LI Yankee King with the Fernando Tatis thing. The Yankees wouldn't trade for Fernando Tatis. Fernando Tatis is not going to want to cut his hair. Fernando Tatis is not going to want to shave his beard. Fernando Tatis, he plays right field. If you want to take a chance on him playing left field, you can take a chance on him playing left field. Copy. If you want to move him to third base, cool. Fernando Tatis is a phenomenal talent. I don't think the Yankees will trade for a player.
What's going on? He can't play short anymore?
He can play short. I'm not to say he couldn't play short, but what I'm saying is that I don't think the Yankees would trade for that type of player with all that baggage that comes with it.
We need left-handed hitters. Juan Soto.
Tell this to the New York Yankees. If you can get the Yankees to stop their hair policy, LI, copy. You'll be a saint. Let's see. Start 24th season with Florial, Bellinger, and Judge in the outfield. Then slot the Martian into left field and Floria as your fourth outfielder. I wouldn't be mad about that either.
Yeah,
wouldn't be mad about that either. If we can't get Juan Soto, and that's my second tier backup plan, I'm all for it. But the thing is, make sure you have your plan set up. That way, if you strike out on plan A, you got plan B and plan C to fall back on. Don't put all your eggs in the basket for plan C because plan C is just going to be the same old nonsense. Just rinse and repeat, bro.
Yeah, you got to you nail it. You got to have options. You got to if they say and they try for Soto and they don't get him and then they fall on their face and say, "Oh man, we don't have any other plan." No, you got to have 5 options. I mean, you can't wait too. You're not going to be sitting here around waiting for the Juan Soto deal. You got to make the moves. While if they wait too long, they're going to lose out again on all the good players that they should have. So
my guy Jacob, he makes a great point, and I'm just gonna read this off and gonna start getting ready to close things out. But Jacob said the Yankees off season is going to be all about money. Cashman and his genius damaged this team to a point where it can't be fixed in just one off season. Spending and eating money correctly will help, but it also shows that they're running out of options to turn it around. TC, I had this comment on the last show, and I'm gonna keep on having it up there because it makes all the sense in the world. The Yankees, you could fix this team by making sure you're spending your money the right way in the offseason. Brian Cashman, you gotta switch it up. Listen to Omar Minaya. Listen to Sabian. This is that's why I said next year, after this audit and everything like that, next year is when Brian Cashman's feet is on the fire. Because like I said, when you hear Aaron Judge defending Aaron Boone countless times, he hasn't not once come out and defended Brian Cashman. He hasn't not once come out and defended this front office. And that right there, I think, is a big thing. If you're a Yankee fan, just to hold that memory and put it in your head. What's your thoughts, TC, before we get ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, they put themselves in this position, and we saw it coming down the pipeline when, the Stanton deal, Donaldson, some of these deals, like, how are we going to get out from under these guys? And hey, this is right here. We hit the wall. This is the year. We got to fix it because it doesn't look good. It doesn't. I mean, with the kids coming up, that's giving us hope. Like we can, build around them. We got Cole, we got Judge. We already know that. So let's get out of some of these contracts. Let's hear, offers. We can get rid of Stanton. Let's bring in the Yamamoto. Let's hear about Juan Soto trades. I would even incorporate any other all deals, all offers. Call us. Give me a call. Put them on my table. My desk. Hey, you got to go out and change this around, and it's now. It's this year. It's World Series or bust this season. So
point blank, fellas. Everybody's in the chat. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. We are sitting at 48 likes. So if you haven't smacked that like button, please help us out to get to 50, which is 2 away. Smack the likeies. Help it get to 50. Yeah, shout out to my guy, Mr. Dane Cuba, that's in the building. I appreciate you, Dane. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Mac Miles, that's in the building. Yeah. Mackie Miles, how you doing? Right. Of course, we got Carlos with a K that's in the building. My guy, Philo Ramos in the building. Philo, how you doing? Shout out to Steve Schumann, always contributing here on the Morning Brew Sports in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Illuminati Gaming. We appreciate you. My guy, Jonathan. Shout out to Dev Finch. Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la isla. I appreciate you. And I can't forget my guy, Mr. Don Sicario. Guys, make sure you guys go follow all the other Yankee content creators that are out there. My guy, Don Sicario. My guy, Numero Uno El Ruben. Shout out to my guy, Felix from NYY News. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Pete Simonetti, NYY Universe. We appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to Joe from The Shift. Shout out to my guy, Jason from 161, Eric from NYY Recaps, Fireside Yankees, Locked On Yankees. Make sure you guys go and support all of these different
Uncle
Yankee
Grandpa
content
Tats.
creators. Uncle Grandpa Tats, the most important one. TC, I'm going to throw it over to you. Last words before we get out.
Yeah, a couple more games left. Let's see how we finish out. It's too bad it's we played our best baller at the end of the season. So hey, we got next year to look forward to with off season. We'll see what happens. And guys, another great chatting it up with all you guys in the chat here. Salute to all you guys. Hector, great show. The merch is fire. Guys, get some of this.
Yes.
I'm gonna get me one. I don't know. Maybe the switch. Maybe the hoodie. I think a hoodie. It's wintertime, so almost fall. So
yes,
get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself some
to let you guys
merch.
know. All sizes are available for these hoodies, because one thing I don't like is when I'm trying to find sweaters or clothing and they don't have my size. There's a lot of anti-fat hate that's going on out there. So we made sure that we have
I met
all
Hector.
size.
He's not fat.
It's all inclusive to everyone that's out there. Like I said, the link is in the description. Make sure you guys get your sweater. Make sure you guys get your t-shirt. We appreciate all of you guys out there. We got 51 likes. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. TC, I love you, my brother. Folks in the chat, like always, deuces.